Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I never thought I'd have much to say bad about Coach Thibodeau, but from top to bottom, a complete meltdown in Game 6 versus the Sixers. Carlos Boozer, it is time to be amnestied because for 2 years he's been letting you down, and if you don't play in the fourth quarter of a crucial game, that's telling you something. Well, stay tuned for lots more as well at B-Ball Breakdown, and don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation. You in? Just getting the ball to the low post opens up things on the weak side. There's a flare cut by Dang and a splash. Just watch how he's going to do a shuffle cut and then get a down screen on the other side. It's just the movement gets him such wide open shots, and you're not going to see this later in the game, even though he missed that shot. And watch how he's going to get a down screen, call for the ball, and be really aggressive once he gets it, gets in the lane, and gets a nice roll. With two starters out, the Bulls look to Carlos Boozer to have a good game for any chance to win. Against Elton Brand, who is a shadow of himself from his former glory days, and a fellow Dookie, he can't even get much more than a fadeaway brick. You can't tell me, being guarded by Hawes now in the high post, that he couldn't get around him, and instead he jab steps and settles for a long outside jumper that bricks. Again, against the slow-footed Hawes, he doesn't make an attempt to try and blow by him and instead throws up a really tough fadeaway along the baseline that bricks again. Let's talk CJ Watson. In this kind of game, he doesn't have to really help the Bulls, he just needs to be in a position where he doesn't hurt them. Here's a pretty nice shot he gets coming around a screen with a lot of time on the shot clock. Meanwhile, he gets stuck over dribbling here, and when he gets a sideline screen, doesn't take it, goes to where there's no room on the sideline, and jacks up a long shot with time on the shot clock. So I hope you don't use the excuse that they were tired, because it was pretty clear that CJ Watson was taking bad shots all game. Here, not one pass in the offense, and jacks up an almost air ball. And luckily, Rip gets the rebound and puts in 2 of their 22 second chance points. Meanwhile, the Sixers are humming along. They get the ball to the low post, they get a pitch, the ball swings, they get really good penetration by Iguodala, who kicks it out for a 3 that goes down. Great offense. Back on the Bulls' end, they do get some good action with a down screen for Rip, and that gets him an offensive rebound when he misses. So this is all good. But then they bring the ball back out, and CJ Watson's going to hold the ball in place for 10 seconds. This is more playing not to lose than to win, because they should get into an offense. So now a wild sequence erupts where they get a couple of crazy shots and some more offensive rebounds. And now they get the ball back on top, so CJ's going to waste a few more seconds here before they get into something. However, when Rip gets it, no screen, no movement, and he just jacks up the worst shot of the game so far. So the Bulls have identified a weakness in the defense when they run the sideline screen and roll. There's no help when they spread it correctly. But look at how CJ Watson gets lucky, because that's not really a pass. That's a tip out of his hands that goes right to Taj. In one of the only bad Sixer possessions in the fourth quarter, Lou Williams is going to miss Hawes on the roll here, who was wide open, and instead jacks up a really bad shot. After the rebound was secured, look how CJ Watson seems to acknowledge that he should bring it back out and not shoot it. They're up by 3, they should take some time off. However, the Bulls do not get into anything and leave CJ all alone on top to ultimately just take another bad shot. And on a simple screen and roll, Ashik is a little too aggressive, but Rip Hamilton doesn't sink and fill and cover his man, giving them a wide open layup. And again, the sideline screen and roll, the Bulls identified a problem with their defense, and there's Iggy not coming over to help, and they get a dunk. Should be over. And here's something crucial that nobody pointed out except your buddy, Coach Nick. Watch how with 2 minutes to go, the Bulls allow the Sixers to walk the ball up and not touch it, saving them about 5 seconds. They do it again here for another 5 or 6 seconds. So you're talking about 10 seconds the Bulls gave them when they didn't have to. In a mad scramble that really wasn't much of an offense, they end up getting a Thaddeus Young layup that could have been an offensive charge, but they didn't call it. And here is the crucial play. Bringing the ball inbounds, CJ Watson can easily extend the possession by going to the right side wing. Instead, he attacks the basket, gives it to Ashik, who's a 40% free throw shooter. Instead of Watson shooting with 4 seconds to go, they have Ashik, who's already missed one, and look at their position on the rebound. You got your 2 guys on top, all who come inside the three-point line. Now nobody is back except for Ashik, and here he brings his hand down into the foul instead of holding it straight up and taking his chances on a good defense.